Hillary Clinton has accused Donald Trump's administration of a cover-up in slow-walking the release of the Epstein files. Yeah, we're going there. We're going there to start the show. That has seen the likes of the former Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Clinton's husband Bill named in the files, among others. But as we get kicked off on another edition of Low Blows, Gerry and Gerry back to chat away about all things wrestling in the world. Gerry, I've got a bit of a strange one for you, okay? I want you to go with me on this. I want you to imagine that you're working on Epstein Island, okay? You've just started a brand new job. You're working on Epstein Island. And I want to ask you, who is the last person from pro wrestling that you'd like to see sidling up to you like, oh, hi, I see you're new here? Who's the last person, past or present, can be anyone from pro wrestling? I know we're all thinking one person immediately, like when it's Epstein Island and all. But who would you not personally like to see more than anyone else?
First of all, why the fuck am I working on Epstein's Island?
I don't know, Gerry. Look, we all need money. It's a job. A job's a job. Like, you got a text from a nice person, Jelaine. Like, she just reached out and was like, "I hear you're a really good cocktail waitress. For this purpose, you're a waitress."
Jesus, like, you decided to invite me to be co-host this, and you bring this shit up. I'm like,
this is what it is. This is the job, Gerry. This is what the job is, Gerry, right? You knew this when you signed up. You're no stranger to what Low Blows is. You know all about it.
You're mentally ill, but if I was to, gun to head, have to pick somebody, I think a lot of people probably pick the previous administration of WWE. I don't really, you can say his name. I'm not going to say his fucking name, but if you're not going to pick him, then you certainly don't want Brock Lesnar cozying up to you. Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit, yeah. You're not like, yeah. Like, what would you do? Like, if Brock just sidles up and he's like, "Hey, bro,"
I'd want to find that gun that's to me head. I'm like, yeah, get rid of me now.
That's it. You're just ending it all. You're just ending it all. Yeah. I get that. I get that. I thought of someone a little bit different, right? Because Brock Lesnar, like, again, he's kind of one of these names that gets thrown around in those circles now because of like texts that were released and stuff like that as well. I think the more subversive would be weirder, right? I want you role play with me for a bit, right, Gerry? Okay, role play with me.
Fucking hell.
Right? Let's see if you even recognize this, okay? I'm known for my impersonations. If you're a newer listener to Low Blows, by the way, I'm an excellent impersonator, right? See if you know straight away who it is, right? Throw you off guard. It really fucked me up and freaked me out. I've been having nightmares about it all week. You're in there and you're just like, "Hello, Gerry. How do you do? This is Howard Finkel."
Fucking hell.
I asked you a question.
I'm fine, Howard. How are you?
I'm good. Gerry, I could do things that are really good for your career.
Where's my fucking gun?
You jump straight to Gerry, I think we can have
it's Howard
a really fun time.
Come on, like.
I'll make it worth your while.
Somebody get my phone. I'd rather Brock.
See, it fucks with you because you don't expect it. You're like, Fink is the nicest guy ever. Howard Finkel, like, he'd never do it. But that's the point. That's how they get you. It's the weird ones, the ones you're not expecting to fuck you up. Like, I've never sweated in my life.
Jesus Christ! Like, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. When shit came out about former presidents and things like that, and other people, former and current presidents, possibly being on the island and doing all that, you say to yourself, "Yeah, okay, fair enough." It's par for the course. But then you hear Stephen Hawking, and you're like, what?
That's it,
Stephen fucking Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking and the Fink. Just like living it up, like going, "Did you see that cocktail waitress over there with the little beard?" "Oh yes, I've been talking to him about what I could do for his career."
Just stick to the wrestling impressions because that was fucking shy for Stephen Hawking. Like
Guys,
Jesus Christ.
we don't have a lot to
Oh,
speak about this week on Low Blows in case that wasn't immediately evident. So we just said we're going to do another show. I think, but I've got an idea, Jerry. Jerry, I wanted to ask you, are you, because the weekend it's obviously the weekend of love we've just experienced. Like, are you a big Valentine's Day guy? You strike me as a person who's an old romantic.
um, I used to be, and then myself and the wife, we don't care about Valentine's. It is one of those things that we really couldn't give a shit about. Like we do anniversaries, birthdays, we love Halloween and we love Christmas and stuff like that. But when it comes to Valentine's, we couldn't give less of a shit about it. Now, obviously, when we were first going out, I had to try and impress her, and I bought her chocolates and jewelry and flowers and whatever else brought her on out for dinner.
What was the best
But then
gift you
after a
ever
couple,
got her? What's the Hall of Fame one that you look back on? You go, I did good there.
I'd actually say the first one, which was like you go all out for the first one. So there was flowers and there was a big massive fucking teddy bear,
Okay.
chocolates, and then we went out for dinner and stuff like that. But yeah, after a couple of years, we just stopped doing it because we both looked at each other and went, "This is bollocks." Like it is.
Okay.
It's one of those bollocks fucking holidays. It really, really is. Nobody really gives a shit about it. But you're spending. Like you go and buy a bunch of flowers any normal day and it costs you 20 quid, and you go on Valentine's Day, it costs you 60, 70 quid. You're going for dinner, it's double the price, but they're packaging it together like, oh, look, it's this price for two people. Well, like, it's double what it was fucking last week. You're asking me bollocks.
Mm.
Even when you're
Yeah.
going for chocolates and stuff like that, it's even more expensive. So I'm like, no, it's not for me. And the thing is, the wife doesn't like it either. So that works out for me. I get to concentrate on better holidays like Paddy's Day, like Christmas, like birthdays, like anniversaries, stuff like that.
Fair.
Stuff that's
Fair.
actually important.
And to be fair, I'm much the same though. I'm single, so like again, that's my excuse. I spent Valentine's Day in my pajamas with a pizza watching Peaky Blinders. Like that's kind of the limit on that. But one thing I will say is I wanted to do something special because I think for me, there's a reason I bring up Valentine's Day. For me, if people have been listening to the podcast, we've been doing this since like 2014 now, like 12 years. All obviously we were on a break for a few years. But all in all, like if you've listened to it for any length of time, you probably know me quite well. And also, I'm an oversharer, so I've just told you how sad and pathetic my Valentine's Day was. And again, like if you see me or follow content that I do, you probably know me quite well. I feel that Jerry, you're like someone that people who go to low blows parties will probably feel like they know very well from the door and stuff like that as well. But you are ultimately a newbie on the podcast, so in a time
Mm.
that's maybe a bit slower for wrestling. We have Elimination Chamber coming up, but again, we're not kind of in the road to WrestleMania yet. I figured now, even though people think they might know you, now as an official Low Blows host, it's kind of a tradition where we have a getting to know you stage, okay? And
Right.
even though I'm single, I've been getting more active. I've kind of made it a New Year's resolution this year that I need to be more proactive on the dating scene. Okay. So I've kind of got out there a bit more and I've kind of looked into, are there any new trends that I should know about? What's new with sex? Like, I'm kind of like, not actually what's new with sex. There's nothing. Missionary still 10 out of 10. It's great. But no, apart from that, the shock rate. Jerry, there's a new trend that's emerged that I think would actually we can co-opt with the week that's in it about Valentine's and about love, and we can use it as a tool to get to know you better as a host, and even potentially fall in love with you. Have you heard of the 36 questions trend, Jerry?
No.
Okay, so this
Fucking
is the
36. Oh, for fuck's sake.
36 questions. A question for every year, and you've still a few years left over. Um,
Oh, you fucking wanker.
it's a questionnaire basically where you ask, in theory, if you're on a date, you ask your partner questions, and at the end of it, when you answer it, the theory is you fall in love with each other. Okay. Now, for any newer listeners who may be sick of hearing my voice, they don't want to hear my answers. They probably know a lot of the answers. I probably shared them on podcast past, and they can go back and listen to them if they want to get to know me that well. It's you that we want to get to know. It's you that we want to fall in love with. So today, I was thinking, what if we do 36 questions to make you fall in love with Gerry? How about that, Gerry? 36 questions. You reckon you got it in you? Like, and we'll get the audience to truly fall in love with you all together.
Whatever. Just fucking say the questions. Jesus Christ.
There's no tricks here, Gerry. There's nothing here. It's a
Oh, I'm
genuine.
sure. Yeah, okay. I'm sure there's no fucking tricks here because you're the not the trixiest fucking person in the fucking world. Of course you're not. Here we go.
This
Here
is
we
a
fucking go.
honest to God, if you Google this, this is a genuine quiz that people use in dating these days, apparently. And apparently it works really well, okay? So it's just a chance for the audience to get to know you better and know the man behind the little beard. So
Oh, my beard's better than fucking yours, pal. I can tell you
it
that
is a
now.
good beard. I didn't say it was a bad beard. I said it was a little beard, all right? It's a good beard. It's a solid beard, though. That beard has tenure. I'm not I would never, Gerry, I would say a lot of things, but I would never say anything bad about your little beard. So please don't take it that way. All right?
Keep calling that little beard, and you'll have a little Mickey now in a minute.
I don't know what that threat means, but I'm scared. It's a nice
Well, come here.
beard.
You've seen which one was it? The Snapper. You've seen
Yeah,
the Snapper, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
One of my
Snip,
favorites.
snip.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Gerry just went full Kyan tie on me there. Jesus. Mr. Chubby Chub.
Indeed.
Right, Gerry, 36 questions for the audience to fall in love with you, okay? Right. Answer as honestly as you like, and again, the more you give us, the better, okay? So,
Okay.
question one to fall in love with Gerry, okay? Get real questions. Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want as a dinner guest? Just honest question, just genuinely. Like, if you could pick anyone in the entire planet, like, past, present, whatever, like, who would you want as a dinner guest to spend time with?
Right. So if we're going, I'm not going for stupid answers. So I'll say my dad because I'd love to have dinner with my dad one last time.
Oh, that's really nice, Gerry. That's lovely. Fair play. That's lovely. And like, yeah, so I'm not being bad, but they have to be kind of funny. We're doing an entertaining podcast here, Gerry. Like,
I fucking knew it. I do. I just wanted to say something nice. Something nice. I've got his portrait right here beside me. And why was the one person you'd want to have dinner with? But no, you have to. You have to be funny, Gerry. You have to be. No, I just want to have fucking dinner with my dead father. Well, fuck you, Jerry. You know what? There's a reason you're single. It's because you're a cunt. Now,
Sorry. I'm just like we are an entertainment podcast. Like it's
we are
lovely.
one question in, and this shit's happening. Let's see how the rest of this goes. But remember, I know where you live, and snip, snip is fucking coming, pal. Snip, snip is coming.
We're one question in, and I've already like slagged your beard and like accidentally I meant to compliment it and like disrespected the memory of your life. I'm sorry, Gerry. This isn't going well. Okay, but I think people will love that. Okay, people will like that. All right. Question two: would you like to be famous, and in what way, if you would?
I would absolutely love to be famous as an actor or as by the end of these 36 questions, I'll either be famous as an actor or famous for, oh, that's your man that chopped off Jer's dick. So, one or the other, it'll be fine. Like, fuck.
Okay, I didn't know that. Like, I'm actually kind of honored that someone chopping off my dick would like give them fame. Like, I think that's kind of that's a test. Like, if it wasn't a notable dick, I don't think. Anyway, look, I'm getting off track here. I'm just saying I'm weirdly touched by what you say and not in the way that you're thinking. Three question three. Before making a telephone call. Do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
No, because that's fucking stupid. Who rehearses what they're going to say? You just pick up a phone call. Oh, hi, Jer. What's the crack? Yeah, I'm coming over to chop your dick off. That's the type of thing. I wouldn't, I'm not going to rehearse fucking that. Why? Who the fuck rehearses a phone call?
Well,
No.
technically, you just rehearsed one there because that's not a real phone call. So you just acted out a phone, like you literally did the thing that you said you didn't do. Like that's like, is there never like an important call that you had to make where you just like decided like I'm gonna practice this to make sure I get it right, or do you just wing it every single time, 100%
No, I just,
confident this is gonna
I
go to
just,
plan?
I just wing it because I'm a chatterbox. You know me. I don't shut the fuck up. So I just call somebody and we just fucking chat. Even when it was interviews, I would just call somebody and I would chat. That would be it. No, I don't. No.
Okay, fair. How'd those interviews, how'd those phone interviews go? I feel like they
Shite.
should probably.
Shite.
Yeah. I feel like you probably should have practiced that a little bit, like a tiny. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they went shite, Jer. Thanks. Thanks for bringing. So now, so hold on. Let's see where we are. You've slagged my beard, invoked the memory of my dead father, and now fucking talking about my interview skills. Well, fuck you.
My biggest failures.
I feel like I'm going to set a record for the amount of fuck yous and blasphemy shit that I'm going to say about you on this podcast, and we're only about 10, 15 minutes in. So yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm not messing, right? I was talking to someone and they were asking about the podcast the other day, and I was saying like, "Oh, do you get into real deep chats about like life and stuff like that?" And I'm like, "That'd be really weird." I've known Gerry for 20 years, and I don't think we've ever had like we have had like deep chats and stuff like that. That's a lie, but like
Yeah.
if we have to get really serious in the podcast, it'd just be really weird because that's just not
Mm,
how we talk, even though we
yeah.
know each other so long. Because we're boys. Like, that's not
Mm-hmm.
what boys do. We can talk about Star Wars all day, but like
Oh
actually
yeah.
talking, that this is what happens when men try and talk. But we'll
Well,
power through it, Gerry. We'll power
yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
We'll set an
Okay.
example, right? Let's
Hmm.
let's let's try and get this back on track, okay? What would
Okay.
constitute a perfect day for you?
Perfect day or a perfect date?
Perfect day, just in general, like not it doesn't have to
Oh,
be romantic
the
date.
the perfect day is to wake up late, do nothing, eat my body weight in fucking fast food, and then go to bed early and just like not do a fucking thing. No cleaning, not even brushing my fucking teeth, nothing. Just do absolutely nothing all day. Just sit on the couch, play games, watch TV, eat fast food, get up late, go to bed early, done.
I
Done.
feel like that is two observations. One like very achievable. Like you could probably like wing that. Or are you gonna get roped into doing some cleaning like no matter what happens every
Yeah.
day? Right. Okay. So maybe it's not that realistic, but also like it is the most disheveled, underappreciated dad answer I've ever heard in my life. I just want a bit of fucking peace. I just.
And that's just it. Like my child doesn't go fucking near me now. Like
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
from one end to the end. I only saw my child for the first time today about an hour ago when we were having dinner. Didn't see her this morning when we got up. Didn't see her for the whole day. And then we had dinner, and then she finally emerged from the cocoon in the fucking room because she's on. Why do I keep wanting? She's not on maternity leave. She's on uh, fucking half term, whatever the fuck it's called.
Easily confused these days. There's a lot
Yeah,
of.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, I
He's a
literally
North
have not.
Sider.
Yeah, have not seen her all day, so she does not bother me. But
No, that's
there's
fair.
yeah, there's someone fucking else that does.
We'll just add got him divorced through the questionnaire. It's the opposite. We've never actually seen someone get divorced during the 36 questions to make you fall in love before. Maybe this could
Hmm.
be a world's first. Gerry, when did you last sing to yourself or someone else?
I do not sing to other people because I can't sing to save my life, but I will certainly sing to myself. I'll do a lot of humming. I'll do a lot of whistling. If I'm in the car, I'll do a little, if this particular, if a particular song comes on, you're just feeling, you're like, yeah, you're gonna sing along to her, and of course you are. But to somebody else, now, fuck them. This is my voice, and nobody else gets my voice. Fuck them.
But when did you sing? Like what was the song?
Oh, I would have been in the car probably during the week, but the song I haven't a clue. It would have been. Oh,
Is there anything that's stuck in your head right now? Is there anything that you're constantly going around going, hmm.
yeah. Well, okay. So this past week, I went to see Batman in concert there a week ago, and the team is still kind of running around in my head. So I actually had it on in the car the other day, and I was going. I'm driving along, like I'm actually stopped at lights doing that, but it's fine. Um, but yeah, I see. I listen to a lot of instrumental stuff, so team songs and stuff like that. So it's been mostly Batman ever since we went to see Batman in concert.
And we got the man who said he doesn't sing to sing. Amazing. That's all I wanted. I was just like, can I trick him into singing? And we got there. We're gonna clip it. That's gonna be the video.
Yay!
Gerry, this is one I like, okay? If you were to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which one would you want? So you either can retain the mind or the body of a 30-year-old.
Oh fucking hell!
And assume that the other one goes the other way, right? So if your mind, if you retain the mind, you'll have like health issues, like in terms of your body. But like
Yeah.
if you retain the body, assume your mind goes as you get older.
No, I'd want my mind. No, fuck that. No, absolutely. I definitely want my mind. Fuck the body. I don't care. I don't have a 30-year-old body now. I have a 42-year-old body now. So it doesn't fucking matter. So I want to keep my fucking mind. And I only had this conversation the other day. It's like, as far as I know, like parents, grandparents, great grandparents, the kind of record set at the minute is 85, which is my granddad. I'm like, I want to beat that fucking record. That's my stock in life now. I want to beat that record because I want to live as long as I possibly can. That they may bring in like uploading my consciousness to a robot so I can live forever. So yeah. I want my
Nice.
mind. Yeah, I want my mind. So yeah, keep my mind so then we can discard the body and give it to a robot. And then it'll be a 30-year-old robot with a fucking 28-inch dick. It'd be fine.
There's the clip. There's the clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Question
Clip,
seven.
clip, snip, snip. Fuck you.
Since there's a lot of snipping to be doing with a 28 incher, like, um, Jerry, do you have a secret hunch about how you'll die? I have a feeling based off that last answer. Jesus.
How I'll die?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the family course. I'll probably get the big C and fucking pop me clogs.
Already.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Okay. That's
Well, either that or the wife will fucking hang me. I don't know which.
keep it with the wife stuff. That gets over a lot better than like, here's my family medical history. It's tragic. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just.
Well, yeah.
I
Let's
don't
let's
think
just,
I
let's
can
just go
do
with the
much.
wife will kill me. Let's just go with the wife will kill me. Yeah.
What would she kill you for? What would you have done to finally push her over the edge? Or would it just be a culmination of you didn't bring out the bins like for seven
Yeah.
weeks?
You see, I would be, you know, recent like over the last kind of year or so, it's been kind of the opposite way around that I want to fucking kill her. Previously it would have been any little thing that I've done that she would want to kill me on. So like snoring,
Right.
like taking out the bin, doing the dishes, cleaning, picking up after myself, shit like that. Whereas I'm actually uh, somewhat of a domestic god right now, and I'm very good with this shit.
Well, I believe it.
And she has nothing to complain about. And if she does, well, fuck off.
I feel like all the shit you talked about, like me on your podcast, might be the reason then. Because you do, to be fair, you are like a model house husband now. I know that just from hearing your stories and telling me about your life and stuff like that. I know that. Like Jerry's like, again, if the podcast ever comes out late, it's because Jerry's like, I'm making the dinner. Like, this is very important. This is sacrilege. Do you know what I mean?
Literally, what did I text you this evening? I literally text you saying I'm doing a Jer or doing a Jerry because he knows that I'm always fucking late. I'm doing a Jerry. I even have my own set time when it comes to the parties. So if you're going to be there by 2, you're telling me to be there by half 1. Oh, Jerry, you have to be there by half 1 because he knows I'll be there by 2 then. So that's absolutely fine. But just this evening, half an hour before we're due to come on and record, I'm like, sorry, Jerry, I'm going to be doing a Jerry. I have to go and get pancakes for the wife.
And to be fair, it is always being a good husband. To your credit, like it is, you're always doing something. You're always playing that role. So respect. So definitely things you said about her, like it is going to be that.
More than likely.
Right, Gerry, I feel like we've been at odds, and maybe I'm going to take some partial responsibility for that so far. Like, okay, maybe I haven't been the most sensitive in even the most recent question that I've given you. Okay, so now it's a chance for us to bond, and I want you to name in this, it has your partner. We're not on an actual date, so that'd be like just making it too strange. We're talking, and that's enough. But we're going to change when it says your partner to your co host. So name three things that you and your co-host appear to have in common.
Our love for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Star Jers.
Uh, Star Wars, yeah. Our love for all things fantasy like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that.
Very true. Feel like it's the same
And
answer, but okay, that's cheating a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
You owe me
Oh,
two.
so two more. Okay. Um, hmm. I'm not. I actually can't say our love for wrestling because I don't even like wrestling that much, even though I'm on a wrestling podcast. So I can't. It can't be that. Um. Wow.
I'll give you a clue. What's the name of our podcast?
low blows.
Do you think that might be something we have in common, Gerry? We spent 20 years of our life working together.
Well, I'll answer that. I'll answer it with this. We both love making money.
There's that too. There's that too.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Nice question. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
Um. My daughter,
Ah,
because she is an absolute credit to us. She has never been in trouble. She never gives us an ounce of trouble. She's always well, when I say she doesn't give us an ounce of trouble, like she always rolls her eyes when I ask her to walk the dogs. But other than that, like, she never gives us an ounce of trouble. But no, like even if it's a thing where we'll go out, would you like us to buy you something? No, I'll buy it myself. I'm like, no, we'll buy you something. No, I'll buy it myself. I was like, she's 15, not even 16 yet, and she's trying to be as independent as possible. But no, she has the same interests as me. She's into the same stuff as me, like Star Wars, horror, particularly loves horror stuff. Loves coming to Comic Con with me when I'm working them. Came to HorrorCon with me last year and dressed up Alice Angel from Bendy and the Ink Machine, almost like from waist to top of her fucking head painted. Um, yeah, we're kind of we're a bit mental together. As I say, we like the same type of stuff, and it's all horror stuff and fantasy stuff and Star Wars and Disney. We love going to fucking Disney, and it's where you really see her come out of her shell and really shine because when she's over there, she just loves it. And yeah, so it would be Clover, would be my daughter.
that is genuinely like I know I've given you shit for corny answers, but that's a lovely answer. I didn't know. Like I've unlocked apparently like in the whole like falling in love thing, like apparently, I've got a good dad kink, and I've just learned that in the past few minutes. Like Gerry, I'm feeling a little bit. Woo! I think the listeners might be feeling it as well. One note that I'll give though is just there's 36 of these, Gerry. If we could just keep time in mind, like
All right, come on,
we've
let's
got
do
a lot
it.
to get
Let,
to. Like,
all right, let's do it. 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 Let's see how quickly we can fucking do it now. One word answers, and it's just going to be prick,
okay, well, I
prick,
need a bit
prick,
more than
prick,
that. Like,
prick. That's what
we
it
can
is.
just strike a nice balance, like. But no, that was a beautiful answer. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate you being vulnerable on the show, and that's lovely. And I've met Chloe, and she is a credit to you, but also to your parents, and so you've done a great job there. Um, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Oh, Jesus, that's a tough one. That's actually a really tough fucking question.
Mm.
Um,
But thinking doesn't make for good podcast content, Gerry. So
no,
get
it
on it.
no
Come
it
on.
no it no it doesn't. So fuck you, Jer, asking me stupid questions like this. Um, what would I change? I suppose to spend more time with my parents.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Spend more time with my parents.
Absolutely. Like, do you think it was the case? I know obviously you spoke about your dad earlier, but do you think it was a case that you like? you didn't maybe appreciate it. Like I think a lot of people will kind of relate to that in terms of like you don't realize the time, the value of time spent sometimes in the moment
Mm.
until you get older and sometimes maybe experience loss and experience stuff like that as well, and you actually realize the time is a finite thing. When we're young, we've no concept of that. This is normal, so this will last forever. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Oh yeah, yeah, they absolutely took it for granted. Like my parents split up when I was 5, but they were
Right.
literally within 6 months they were best friends, and even up to the day he died, they were still best friends. And I think the funniest part, I know you want me to answer these quickly, but I'm going to put this in.
No, no,
Even
no.
even even the day that got divorced, they walked in together, had a laugh together in front of the judge. Judge was like, "Are you getting divorced or are you getting married?" No, no, we're getting divorced. He wished the two of them best of luck, and they literally kissed and held hands and left
Oh,
the where was it? The court. But it was, they were just the best of friends even up to the day he died. So and she got remarried and all, so yeah. But it just be spend time with the two of them a little bit more growing up probably would have been lovely, but shit
absolutely.
happens.
Do you ever think if you had spent more time with them, they wouldn't have got divorced? I'm really joking.
Oh, it's absolutely my fault. Yes, it's absolutely my fault that they divorced.
I've
Yeah.
probably just undone like years of you working through this all. It was my fault.
Sorry, Jared. One second, one second.
Go ahead.
Yeah, book me in for an hour there tomorrow, will you? Yeah, yeah. It's going to be a long session therapy. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, bye. Fucking wanker.
I'm sorry. I
Oh.
see these openings. The red light is on. I see the openings. I would never say that if we weren't on,
Well,
but
if this show is to make people love me, they're absolutely 100% going to love me, and they're not going to fucking want to see you alive the next time they see you. So it's probably a best thing that you bow out of the low blows now. Let me run the parties, let me run the podcast, and you fuck off over to Epstein's Island because that's where you want to live, isn't it? You fucking prick.
36 questions to make you fall in love with Gerry and hate Jer. Who knew it
Yeah.
worked out that way? Um, Gerry, this is actually take 4 minutes, but I'm going to cut you because like you've waffled on a lot so far.
Wow.
Take 2 minutes and tell your co-host your life story in as much detail as possible.
Okay, in 2 minutes. Hi, I'm Gerry. I'm originally from Summerhill in North Inner City. I grew up there until I was 5. It's when my parents split up, unfortunately. I then moved in with my stepdad a few months later. We moved into a lovely house in Ballybuck where I lived from the age of 5 until I was 23. I had a great time down there, absolutely wonderful childhood. We had great, loads of friends, went to school in North Strand, loads of friends, despite the fact loads of friends bullied like fuck. Went to another school, Mount Temple, loads of friends bullied like fuck. Uh,
Becky Lynch was
grew up.
there.
What?
Becky Lynch was there. You always bring that up.
I did. I don't always bring it up. I brought it up fucking once. Once I brought it up. Bono was there as well, and so the whole of you too. But whatever. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about that. I certainly don't. I can tell you that now.
Yeah,
Went to
Becky's
Mount
a
Temple,
friend.
finished up there. Wants to become an actor, never happened. Wanted to do shit with my life, but got married instead. So whatever. Um, but had a fantastic child, and now work me bollocks off every day to make sure that we pay the bills. So yeah, there you go. There's your 2 minutes. Fuck you.
You kept it at 2 minutes, Gerry. I'm fucking impressed. That was fantastic and a beautiful story. Thank you. Jeez, there you go. All right, we have a bit of time back now. All right, don't take advantage of that. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
I would want to know. It's my dream to become an actor. I would want to know should I do it or not.
Oh, is that something you like think about like quite a lot? Is that
Yeah.
something where like you look and you go, should I actually like push for this or?
I did like a 6 week course when I was 35 and loved it more than anything else I've ever done. And
Hmm.
people even said, Jesus, they've never seen me as happy as when I was doing that. And 7 years later, I'm like, I really should do something else. And watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms and then interviews with Peter, who plays Dunk, who went to Bow Street Academy, is the same place I went to. I was like, no, I need to do it now. I really need to do it. Yeah, 100%.
I think like genuinely not taking the piss, I think you'd be excellent at it. Like the bits that we've done and all, like even like recording videos, there's no punchline here coming. I'm not gonna hit you with the left as as much as I'm used to it. But no, like I think you'd be excellent at it. So I think everyone would throw their support in, and we'd love to see Night of the Kingdoms, Seven Kingdoms too. Who would you play like if you're inside the Game of Thrones world? Like who would you most? What role would you most like? Where do you pitch yourself? Like,
I'd have to, there's probably not a character there that I could slot into, but if it could be like some sort of lord, but it was a lord and not a very good one.
right?
So it's not a very good lord that gets inspired by, say, Dunk and Egg, and then rides out to battle with them and something like that, but dies a heroic death, that type of thing. So certainly, I'm only lasting 2 or 3 episodes, and then they're killing me off. But I'd like it to be a
Immediately
heroic
falls off
killing
his
off.
horse like before the battle even starts. There's a Tyrion on it. If you ever do get famous, please forget the horrible things that I've said to you on this podcast.
No,
Like, please.
no,
And just come on
no,
for an old reunion show and we do an interview. We gotta get the hits, Gerry. Come on.
nope.
Forget all these. Remember all the good times. Hey. Is there something that you've dreamed of? Well, look, this is kind of an answer like similar to before, but there may be something
Yeah.
else. This is something you've dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it? So maybe the why haven't you? If the answer is acting, I
Mhm.
guess that's a chance to kind of expand on that. Or if there's something else, then by all means.
Definitely acting, but the reason I haven't done it is fear of. It's not fear of not making it because rejection is part of it, and you're taught to do that. But fear of I wouldn't be able to pay for the mortgage, or I wouldn't be able to pay the bills. That's the fear of, I'd have to do it a different way. So I'd have to do it in small parts, and then if I ever got a bigger part, then I could be like, "Fuck you, job. See you later. Bye. I'm going off to make my millions now." But that would be a fear of not being able to pay the bills.
Yeah, it's tough because once you kind of get into that situation where you are living on that, like then it just you do kind of worry that it is, but I do feel that there may be something. I don't know, like even like people do part time and plays and stuff like that as well, and you never know where you can get. But no, I genuinely think this is something you pursue because I think it is. I don't think that's a dream that's in vain. Like if I said I dream of, if you told me you were dreaming of being a footballer, I wouldn't say this. If you told me like, but I do think that's something that you could do, and I do think you'd add a lot of value to it, and who knows. Um. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life?
Oh Jesus. Greatest becoming a father. I'll say that's what I think.
No. You said that already, but okay.
Yeah. I'll say it again and I'll shout it from the rooftops because there is
All
nothing else I've
right.
done better than that. Honestly, there is
Yeah,
nothing else that I've done better than that.
that's good. That's yeah. Look, right, okay,
I
right.
know I know you're raging because you're like, I can't slag him about that. I can't say
Like
anything.
it's a good answer, but like we need a rule about reusing answers. No, you've said it, done, right, new thing, and you have to commit to it. You can't go back and say, well, I would have said this. No, you have to own it, right?
Yeah.
You should have known what was coming. What do you value most in a friendship?
Loyalty.
You are a
Loyalty.
very loyal person.
Definite loyalty because I've been burned so many fucking times by so many different people over the years. It's definitely loyalty. So that there you've got your friends and then you've got your close friends, and yeah, it would definitely be loyalty.
Who's the fucker that you think of, right? You don't have to name full names, right? But who's the fucker that you think of? You're thinking of someone there, right? And like, who's the fucker that you're like fucking dickhead, right? Who made you go? Because usually when people are like loyalty, it is because someone has been disloyal to them and they only learn to value it in that moment. You don't have to name names. I'm not asking you like or anything like that. But like, is there someone there that you're thinking of? And again, you don't have to get into it if you don't want to. But like, there's someone definitely in your head?
Oh, 100%. And I'm looking at him right now. Fucking prick.
I, I, I've known him 20 years. I worked with him for 12 years. He finally fucking brought me on the podcast. And then question one, I said a really nice question about my father. And he just threw it in my fucking face. What a fucking
Yeah.
dickhead. That's
If that's not
that.
disloyal, I don't know what the fuck is. Rick.
Fair, fair. What is your most treasured memory?
Um, well, because I keep saying my daughter, so I won't say her this time. Um, going on cycles with my dad out to Clontarf. I used to absolutely love that. They were great.
The coastline, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that. I'll go for runs out there like in the summer. Like, well, I say runs. I'll listen to a podcast and walk in running gear. Um, but like it's a beautiful spot. It's a lovely spot. It's
It
nothing
is.
like yours. Like I'm not comparing the two. I'm not saying mine is just as cherished. It's not like it's just listening to the podcast. But like I don't know why I'm spending more time talking about my memory than yours. Yours sounds a lot more valuable. But I just think it's a good spot. It's nice. Bull Island, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good bit of
I know why
coastline.
you're. I know why you're going to Bull Island, you dirty bastard.
Why? What's out there? What am I missing?
Yeah, okay. If you don't know, then I'm not going to tell you.
What's out in Bull Island? No, genuinely, I don't know.
Oh, have you never been right? So Bull Island is you go out to Clontarf, you pass St. Anne's, and there's a turn. There's a road that goes to the Bull Island, and every second car is fogged up. You do the math.
Stop.
Yeah.
They're dogging in those cars.
Oh, fucking sure.
They're dirty things.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, yeah.
And tell me this and tell me no more. Like, would they be offended if I just like sidled up just for the purpose of saying, don't be doing that? Like, and just had a little note and just looked and said, no, stop.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely not. I do it all the time.
I would ask like where you learned that, but you also like told me it was you just told me it was your most treasured memory, so that like it changes that memory significantly.
Oh, my poor father, rest in peace. Jesus Christ.
I know, I'm just like defecating on his memory. He was probably an amazing man as well, like by all accounts. So, apologies. What's your most, and again, it's supposed to be a fun podcast, so don't get too deep. What is your most terrible memory? No, like, honestly, you can answer this however you like. I was only joking.
My most terrible memory is probably finding out my dad died. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, I wouldn't. There's no other. There's no other one more horrible than
yeah.
that. Really, there really isn't. No, that's it.
No, that's fair. And I'm not gonna be a dick.
Mm.
Like, am I a bad friend, Jerry? Like, I'm just realizing this about. I had to reassure you that I wasn't going to be a dick when you said, like, you spoke about that. Like, I think that says a lot about me. I had to reassure you, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's move on.
I think I'm learning about myself here as well.
Yeah, you should because you're an absolute wanker.
No, but that's a fair answer. I don't think. Yeah. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, this is fucking dark. How do people fall in
Yeah.
love with this? There'd be no riding after this. It's so fuck. You'd be too depressed and be able to get it up. If you knew that in 1 year you'd die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you're living now and why?
If I thought I was going to die in a year, I'd be riding everything.
That's why your missus killed you. That's why. Right there. That's the
Bingo.
quote.
Yep.
Look, he's nothing if not honest, lad. And you gotta respect him for that. Fair. What does friendship, we've kind of asked this in a little way, but just in a different way. What does friendship mean to you?
Friends are the family you choose,
That's a
and
very
that's the.
cliched answer, Jerry. That's a very
I
cliched.
quite don't
You
care.
do better than that, to be honest.
Okay, friends are the ones you get to exploit the most.
There you go. Right. What's your favorite memory of exploiting a friend? This is the real stuff people
Four
want to know.
four times a year, no blows. I get the money.
Yes. Episode 2, the Jerry fights back. Well played, well played. Right, okay. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Are you an affectionate man, Jerry? You're a hugger. You're a hugger. You're a big
I
hugger.
am, yeah, no, I'm a big hugger. But you have to understand not everyone else is. So
Mm,
it's a thing where I've learned very quickly over the years that you kind of have to ask before you do.
right.
So
Hence we're talking about.
it's very much all about consent.
Right.
Very much all about consent. So you have to ask consent.
And there
Uh,
was a point then where you learned about this. There was a point where you didn't know about consent. Talk to me about that point.
it was this time when I worked on Epstein Island and my Howard Finkel. Uh, that's where I learned all about consent.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
Right. This is probably the most difficult question for you, given the tone of the interview that we've had. Um,
okay.
Share five things you consider a positive characteristic of your co-host.
Um, I would say he's loyal. I would
Hmm.
because we've been working together now for 12 years and he hasn't tried to sack me yet. Um,
What do
well,
you know?
not that I know of. No. Well, he's only brought
I made
12,
inquiries at the WRC, but like they
yeah,
went nowhere. So loyal, but
12, 12 years to get me on the podcast. So, you know, he's learning, but whatever. Um, nice. So, loyal, nice guy. Um, what did I say? Five?
five. You're only
Five.
40% of the way there, Jerry, and I'll hold
Uh,
on as long as we fucking need to get this one done.
loyal, nice, generous.
Mm.
Definitely generous.
Hmm.
Because you paid me for 12 fucking years. So, well, it wasn't all 12 years, but you know, most of the 12 years you paid me.
I paid you 90% of the time. I paid you when I was supposed to.
Uh, extremely, and I do emphasize this, extremely hardworking.
Oh, thank you.
So what was that? Hardworking, loyal,
You're at four.
generous,
One more. I'm
nice.
getting uncomfortable. I don't like when people say nice things about me. That's why I can't say nice things back. I'm a, I'm an old school man in that sense. But like, you have a chance to make me uncomfortable with one more.
So for all the ladies out there, so all of what I've just said, and good
Big dick.
listener. No,
No, big dick.
no,
He has seen it, and it's huge, ladies. I'm telling you right now. It fucking Jerry, put that put that hand at least twice the size, right? Okay,
there
and
you
that's
go.
on a good night, right? That's that's a few pills deep, like. But
You
anyway,
know,
thank you.
I keep saying this, but it's not the fucking snip.
It won't matter anyway. Like, there'll be nothing there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Do you feel your childhood was happier than most people's, on balance?
Yes. When you compare it to a lot of a lot of shit that happens in this world, and there's a lot of shit that happens in this world. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You know,
I went to I like so I'm big on the fact like I know I do slaggings and say I can't talk and stuff like that, but I am big on like mental health therapy and stuff like that. I think everyone should have a spell and see if it's for them. I don't think everyone needs to go for it. I don't think it is for everyone. But like it's one of those things where like and not to get too deep or anything like that, but I think that it is a commonality of our generation to get very serious for a moment. To sometimes look at it and to the point where when I started doing therapy, I turned around and like I had the therapist ask me this question. They're like, "Did you have a happy childhood?" And I immediately started doing what you're doing there. Now, again, with the memories and stuff you listed, I'm not throwing doubt or anything onto kind of your answer or anything like that. But I started minimizing it, and I'm like, well, there's a lot of people there's a lot of people who get abused, a lot of people who get this, there's a lot of people who get that, and then it was like through that there I learned I didn't have a massively happy childhood. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can be, and I'm not getting into that or kind of expounding upon it. It's why I use humor as a defense mechanism now. It's led to good things that happened in my life. Like I have a podcast and everything from it, so I wouldn't change it for the world. Just wouldn't remember it because they're very repressed. But, but like, I think that there is sometimes an instinct to say in Ireland, maybe it's an Irish thing, maybe it's a thing of men of our kind of age generation. There's kind of a pressure to say we did have a happy childhood, and I'm just kind of putting a PSA out there that it's to say that it's an interesting question because if people are evaluating themselves as they go through this, which is hard not to do in a questionnaire type situation, sometimes it's okay to say. No, like I could have had a happier childhood or something. And I like the part of the question where it says, "Do you feel your childhood was happier than most?" Because it makes you go, "Well, was I one of the top 10 or 20%?" And then you might go, "Well, it probably wasn't. Like there are other things, and it might make you think differently." Because it's an okay question to ask, and you can learn a lot and become a modern man like myself and Jerry are right now, having real conversations. um. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Were you your mommy's boy?
No, I actually wasn't. I
All right.
wasn't. No, and I'm not. It's really good, really strong relationship. It wasn't always, I'll be honest, but that was something that is in the past, and we're very strong now. I go and visit her every week. We talk all the time. Um, yeah, it's good.
Lovely. Um, I feel that there's a lot to be said for the point where you just become mates with your parents and you just
Mm.
kind of get to that stage and you're just like, you start to see them as normal rather than these all powerful beings and just see the time where they're like, why didn't you give me a fiver? And like, you're in that situation is because she probably didn't have a fucking fiver. Like,
Yeah.
and had to like send you to your room on some trumped up charges rather than tell you that. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, when you kind of have that moment where you're like, oh, you're just a normal person, you're just sound, and you can enjoy their company from that side. I'm very much in that stage now, with my parents, where we're all just mates. Like we're all just me little sister had a baby just before Christmas, and we're all just doting at the baby now. Like that's all we do, and it's a lovely time. It's a lovely experience to have. So glad to hear that you've that positive relationship. We'll join in and we'll do this. I won't just ask you to be uncomfortable for this. So it is a group activity. So I couldn't spin
Right.
this in a way where I didn't have to contribute. So look,
Right.
for better or worse, you've got me. Make three true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this call feeling dot dot dot. So we statements. It doesn't have to be we're both feeling, but it can just be something that we both have or something like that. We have to make it in three each.
Okay. So we both have small penises.
Speak for yourself, Gerry. Well, I will after the chop chop, but like, yeah. Okay, we'll make three altogether.
Okay.
Um, we both are deflecting from serious conversations by using humor because that's how we're fucking built. Right? There we go. That's
Yeah.
we are doing
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
That's a very
Yeah.
true statement. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. We are both. Um, we are both proper Dublin lads who, for most part, don't give a fuck, and we just
You,
like to have fun.
you, come on, you boys in blue, come on, you boys in blue. I don't even like Dublin. Yeah, just when you pitch me as a when you pitch me as a proper Dublin lad, I felt like I had to do something dub. I'm like, I don't actually think of myself that way. Anyway, yes, we got there. We both got to the end of this question. There you go. Right, moving on. We're at question 26, Gerry. We're doing very well, especially for time.
We
Fair
still
play.
10 to go. Jesus
You'll tend
Christ.
to go
Okay.
on. They only get fucking tougher, Gerry.
Right.
Complete this sentence. I wish, and maybe there's nobody, because again, this is more kind of a date-centric one, but let's throw it out there anyway. I wish I had someone with whom I could share.
My penis.
Just handed him like a cast mold. Like,
Oh, yeah.
here you go.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted you to have this.
Yeah. 100%.
I thought of you when I molded this, and I said, I oh, no, I don't sing, so I hummed the ghost song.
Jesus Christ. Ah,
Right, okay. If you were going to become, you might have to think about this. If you were going to become a close friend with your co-host, if please share what would be important for them to know. Please don't joke about my dad. Well, I feel would be high up there after this that I didn't think that we needed to say, but I feel like I'm hearing that message loud and clear from this podcast. But if there's anything else, any other notes you want to give me, I'm more than happy to receive them. I'm all ears, but I probably will forget it.
okay. So, I would let you know that I know that you worked on Epstein's Island.
I didn't. I don't like. Was I mentioned in the files? Yes. Was I mentioned like going getting pizza for Jeffrey Epstein? Yes.
Yes.
Is there any pictures of me in the island? Yes.
Yes.
Was I sweating in them? No. There, I win. Congratulations. I have a rare genetic condition. I don't sweat. So, like, the rumors are scurrilous. There's nothing to them, Jerry. I don't know what you're talking about. Question 28. Tell your co-host what you like about them. Be very honest this time.
What I like about my co-host is that he has employed me for
Honestly.
12 years. Yes, he has employed me for 12 years, and I like that about my co-host because other people would not have. In that time, I have worked for a few different wrestling companies that I no longer work for. So he has been the
Oh,
constant. You have been the constant with regards to wrestling all these years.
thank you. That's nice. Anyone you want to throw shade at while we're here? People love
Fuck
a bit of
no,
wrestling drama.
no.
I'm like, it's about time someone else came out about Joe on this show.
No, no, Gerry doesn't burn bridges. He fucking
No, no,
explodes
I'm
them.
only
He
joking. I'm
explodes
joking.
them. He doesn't burn them. He explodes them.
I'm joking.
Mm.
That's good. I'm glad I can be the constant in your life, and also in the same vein, unlucky. But anyway, look, we got here. Share an embarrassing moment in your life.
Oh Jesus. An embarrassing moment in my life.
Jerry, while you get ready, right? I'll
I know.
say
Go
there's a
on.
high like bar for this, okay? One time on the show, we got asked a question. We'll probably bring back Ask Low Blows at some point because I'm having a lot of fun answering questions with you here, right? We got sent in a question going, tell your co-host something that you've never shared with anyone else. And I shared for some reason, I shared that and I still do this, by the way. This is an update for anyone who listened to this podcast. For no reason, I have like an OCD tick, okay? Where every Sunday I'll like read like people read the papers on Sunday. So I'll read like some of my favorite authors.
Hmm.
And whenever I check the Guardian website, I don't know why I do this, but I have to say there's an author out there called Barney Ronay who I was on a podcast called Football Weekly years ago that was hosted by, do you know James Richardson? He used to do Gazzetta Football Italia.
No.
All right, that's sacrilege, but we'll discuss it another time. Um, like, what did you do in the 90s if you didn't watch Gazzetta Football Italia before WWF Livewire? Like, what were you at? Like, fucking A.
Looking
But
at
anyway,
porn.
they didn't have that. You'd fucking your little stuck together magazines. That wasn't around back then. But he used to host the show, and whenever Barney Ronay would come on, he'd go, Barney Ronay. And every Sunday for the past probably 10 years now at this stage, I have just at one point in my life said Bonnie Arone for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why I do it, but I have to, or bad things will happen to the people I love. I shared that on Low Blows. It was very embarrassing. Corporate Keen and Katie Harvey, who were my co-hosts at the time, laughed at me for a solid 5 minutes for how ridiculous and embarrassing that was. I then posted the clip because it was funny and them laughing online afterwards, tagged Barney Ronay in it. He's not very famous, so he definitely would have seen this. He did not acknowledge this. He did not acknowledge it in any way. That's weird, man. That's someone who's afraid for their life. Like, that's the level we're talking here, Jerry. We
Hmm.
embarrass ourselves here. Corporate Keen once admitted that for the past, like, his entire life, since he was like 3 years of age, the one poster he has kept constantly on his wall is a poster of Man United player turned recent interim manager Darren Fletcher. He doesn't know why he keeps a poster of Darren Fletcher on his wall, but he's never taken it down and he has no plans to, right? That is the bar that is here, Jerry, for
Wow.
embarrassing stories.
Okay, so there's a story that I won't tell you that is far more embarrassing than anything that you could possibly think of. But I'm going to give you this other story anyway.
Okay.
Um, Being on stage at Dublin Comic Con hosting the cosplay competition,
Oh no.
we had a costume of the film Predator, the alien with the mask, the whole lot, right? And
Based on
this
the life of Jerry O'Brien, yeah. All right.
exactly, yeah. So this young lad had built it all himself out of cardboard, sellotape, glued, and was absolutely fantastic. Um, it was in the under 16 category. He won. He came up on stage and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the child predator." Yep. I said that on stage in front of 1,000 people.
Parents, including his parents,
And
probably.
including his parents. And the worst part was his father is a fucking Gardaí. So I had to make sure when he came back the next year he won the next category.
The slightly older predator.
No, he played an alien the next year.
He made sure. He's like,
Yeah.
never again. I can never go. Was it picked up on? Like, did everyone kind of go,
Oh yeah, yeah. The entire crowd went. Oh. It was almost like everybody gasped. You know, when Peter Griffin hurt his knee, he went ah. Everyone did that. It was like oh. And the worst part was my very first time doing it, and they've kept me on for 3 years. I'm like, how did they do that? So yeah,
Because you're the man who said, "Here's the child predator." They're like, "This guy's hilarious. We're gonna get stories about him for decades. Like, we're keeping him as long as he'll work here."
yeah, yeah.
That is epic. You just reminded me of one, and it can't top that. That's a fantastic story. But just from on the idea of things happening to children at cons, right? We went along. Do you remember they used to, I don't think they do it yearly anymore, but they used to do PotterCon in the RDS.
Mm,
We went along to that for a few years, and it was literally like they do, as part of that, they do a costume contest similar to what you're
mm.
saying. That's why it came
Yeah.
to mind. Where everyone dresses up in robes or this or that or the other. And there's like, I felt so bad for the host that had to do it. Like a young kind of, I just remember she was American because of how funny it ended up being. Um, but it didn't seem funny at the time. So there's all these kids getting up, and then we realized that there was like the host pointed out there was like a little like baby like who's barely like walking, like barely able to stand, like in cutest robes, and they were like, "Do you want to show the crowds her?" and stuff like that as well. So the dad is holding the baby, okay, and it's on a stage, right? And the dad puts the baby on the side of the stage, and everyone goes, "Oh!" And I turn around and I go, lads, I've got too much anxiety seeing that baby stand on the stage. That's a very young child, and so on. And as I'm saying this to my friends, I just see all my friends go, and the place just went so quiet. And then I'm like, and then all you hear is nobody said a thing, and then all you hear is, and then you're like, oh my God, the baby's alive. The baby's alive. Holy shit. And the mom is fucking sick. The mom is like, why are you doing? Why the fuck did you do that? You fucking idiot. And they storm off. And then the host somehow had to segue back from that. Like, we're all just standing in shock, like, as we watch these parents argue out of the room. And I'll never forget how she tried to segue back. I admired it so much. She just goes in her American voice, yeah, kids are tough. And it just goes in, and now the next.
Wow. Wow.
I'll never forget the entire, because I'm looking the other way, and everyone just goes, and I'm like, oh God, it happened. The dream, the thing I thought would, oh, it was terrifying, but also hilarious. And then immediately we're like, Harry Potter and the Fallen Baby, pass it on. Harry Potter
Jesus
and the
Christ.
Stage of Horrors.
Fucking hell.
The baby was okay. The baby was fine. Thank God. Jesus Christ. It was a close call, though. Great embarrassing moment, though. Jerry, next one, a bit like more serious. When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself? This would be to TV or like Star Wars or something like that, I'd say.
Um, Jesus, now there's a tough question. To wow. I genuinely don't know. Possibly a funeral or something, but no, I'd put my hands up and say I have no problem crying, and I have no problem crying in front of people, but genuinely cannot remember the last time I did. It was more than likely. It was probably a funeral about 3 years ago.
Okay.
It was my friend's mother. I think, yeah,
Okay.
that's probably what it was.
That's fair. That's fair. Would you be a big like? Okay, well, if that's the last you remember, like there probably have been other bits. But would you be like? I cry probably weekly. Like watch it. I cried like last Friday. I'm gonna tell a story later actually about crying on Saturday by myself in a cafe. I'll save it for later. There's context. But like, so I'll cry regularly, but it's all always that stories and like serious stuff for whatever reason doesn't get me. Like if I'm at a funeral or something so uncomfortable, I go into this mode where I have to joke through it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah.
my way when it's really fucking serious because my brain just goes to what's the worst thing you could think, and it's like don't laugh. And then now I'm just stuck in this mode. So actually, I'm not like the best at those things unless like it's someone I was really close with. But like during like TV and movies and stuff like that, are you not that then? Because like, or would it take a lot in like a movie to kind of get you going?
No, I would shed a tear for a movie or a TV show or something like that. Absolutely. But like proper crying,
Yeah, like
I would
sobbing,
would
like
be a few years ago. But yeah, no, I would absolutely um shed a tear. Like even, no spoilers for anybody, but if you've been watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms, you definitely
yeah,
was definitely a tearjerker this week.
yeah.
Definitely, I definitely had a bit of dust in my eye that watching that. I was like, oh, you bastard, Boxy show. Um, but yeah, I would, yeah, absolutely. If something emotional came on the TV, or if there was a film that I've watched before and watch again, it still gets you. It really does. There are
Right.
certain things in certain movies, even in shows that you watch. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But not like,
I
not like,
cried during. I saw
not
Wuthering
like that.
Heights at the weekend and I cried because I went to see a movie filled with Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi like having sex a lot and like they not one bit of tit. There was nothing. There was fucking nothing. Like it's a
I'd cry
crime.
at that. I'd cry at
I,
that. Hold on, wait.
it's
No
like
tit. Did you even? Okay, no tits, but any Mickeys?
no Mickeys, no Mickeys, no
Here.
no
No, come on.
nothing. A crime
Ah,
against cinema. Like I came out for one reason tonight, and that is to see a little bit of Margot Robbie's nipple, and you've given me fucking nothing. Like it was, I'm getting choked up thinking about it here. Like it was
yeah.
bad. We probably should have started with this because I feel like I've already gone over multiple times. It would have been a good question one where I kind of knew the boundaries, but I didn't, and I'm going to use that as an excuse because it's late in the quiz. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? I actually do need this. I'm autistic. I don't know. You need to tell me, or I will joke about anything.
What's too serious to joke about?
What's too serious to joke about? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because we're Irish.
I'm actually going to use some of your Potter. What was it? PotterCon shit. Uh,
Mm,
Death is not too funny to kid about unless it's a fucking kid.
yes, agree.
No kidding about that. People will kid about if you have somebody who's died. There's after a certain amount of time, it can be included in a joke because I have
Mm,
joked about, I'll say, well, my dad's dead, and I'll just put it into a conversation like that, and it'll make people laugh.
yeah.
That's the way it is, and he fucking probably done the same thing. He's a messer like me, but no, child death, no, that you do not kid about that. No,
Yeah.
no.
Agree. That's fair. Yeah, I'd co-sign that. And like I would have thought that was tough, but you actually made that very easy. But also like I'm the type of person where I'm like I really hope like I want my funeral to be everyone just joking about like that's what I would want. Like making uncomfortable jokes and making people laugh with, oh, you can't say this. That is exactly what I
Oh,
want.
I have a whole plan for mine. And I know, but multiple people know the plan. I'll even tell you the plan now, right?
Okay.
I have to be, so I'm not religious, so I'm not going to a church. There's not going to be a ceremony by a priest or anything like that. So I'll be going straight to the crematorium. I will be 15 minutes late, has to be done. And it is actually in my will. I have to be 15 minutes late to the crematorium. Simple as that. And even if it's a thing where the crematorium are told, no, we'll be there at 2:15, but just announce that it's 2 or whatever it is, I have to be 15 minutes late. I'll have some really nice music. There's some really kind of Lord of the Rings or fucking Game of Thrones style music going in. There'll be a couple of songs that I really like. But then as the coffin is going in, behind the curtain, Highway to Hell will play. Absolutely, Highway to Hell will play. And then
That works. It works for you as well,
then
personal. I like it.
over, I'm going to record a very special message as it's playing Highway to Hell. So halfway through, it'll be like, Jesus, lads, I tell you, it's getting warm in here. I tell you, oh, Jesus, Jesus, whoa, this is getting very warm. And then go, oh, hold on a minute. Jesus, Saddam, what's the crack, bud? How are you? I haven't seen you in ages. Just something like that. You know, the music will kick back in, and then the curtains will close. Highway to Hell will finish, and that will be it. I am toying with now. I've also said as well that no matter what, this is not an occasion for wearing black. I don't want to see people wearing suits or black ties or anything like that. You wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. Once it's neat, don't want people coming in a fucking tracksuit. Piss off, like. Come to
Yeah.
my, and
You're
then
not
just
famous now, lads. Come on.
no, and then I want then for the afters. I'm not this now. I don't fuck off. Um, and then for the afters, I don't want it to be a sad, somber thing. I want a band playing, people eating, drinking, the whole fucking lot, and just give me a good send off that way. I am contemplating asking one of my best mates to stand at the entrance to the crematorium in like a Grim Reaper outfit. You know,
Hilarious. Speaking of you dying, which I didn't expect to be such a heavy theme on this, but you've made
here
it
we
quite
go.
funny, so fair play. You've made it entertaining. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone, and why haven't you told them this yet? And I'm very conscious of how easy this would be a massive receipt to me for 90% of the things I've said throughout this, but let's give it a go.
I could say something along the lines of Gerry, you're a cunt. But the
Say that
fact that
quite a
it's
lot.
it's 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 been done now, it's been done.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this is a more serious one. So basically, I hope she knows already because I have said it before, but I hope she knows that I am very proud of Chloe and everything that she does, and I'm hope she has a fantastic life.
No.
Without me, but whatever. Um, but yeah, yeah. I
After
hope she
after
knows
a
that I'm.
long period of mourning, a
Yes,
long, difficult period of mourning, has a fantastic life.
yes, exactly. But I hope she knows that I'm very proud.
I think she does, and I think like if there's ever if you go before I do, and there's ever a fucking doubt, I'll play her like some of the nice things you've said on this podcast, and I'll make sure that she fucking listens until I see it go in. So I think that's very very clear, and I would that would not be something I'd lose any sleep over. Your house containing everything you own catches fire. First, you save your loved ones and your pets. So there, you can't include none of this shite, right?
Mhm.
You have time to make a final dash to save any one item, and you have a lot of cool items. So I know this is difficult. What would it be and why? So strictly items, everyone is fine.
So everyone is fine. Oh Jesus! Now, have a quick look around this room. Actually, I tell you what, right? So this, uh, I'll answer two. I'll answer two ways. I'll answer like a nerdy way, and I'll answer a very very serious way, right? So,
Okay.
there is a picture on the mantelpiece here of me and my dad from my 21st, and I'd want to keep that because there is no other copies. There is nothing else. I'd want that, but if not that, let's just say, oh, Laura picked that up for me, grand. You can see right behind me here, just where my finger is pointing there, is a special edition from 1991. It is a special edition Lord of the Rings book. And it has every single, so it has The Hobbit, it has all three Lord of the Rings, there's dependencies, it has all the added extras that goes along with it. And it's illustrated as well. It has all this fantastic artwork in it. And it's a special edition as well, so it would be probably worth a few bob. So I'd want to save that. That's my nerdy answer. That one right there. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Darth Vader helmet or something along those lines, or maybe an autograph or something I've gone over the years. No, it would definitely be that.
That's a good answer. No, that's fair. You're stressing me out with that picture though, man. Like, tell me you at least have a picture of the picture or some digital copies. Like, Jesus Christ,
I
I'm
have a
getting
pic.
anxiety now. Like, I'm
I
like, will
have a
you put
picture.
out that candle behind you, Gerry? Put out the candle.
No, I have a picture of the picture, but there's no other physical one. like that.
Physical call. Okay, well, look, all
Yeah.
right. Thank God for that, because like I honestly may not have slept, and I'm not even messing. I was looking at the fucking candle behind you, going, do nothing else. Stop the podcast and go fucking digitize that. But yeah, that's fair. Oh man, so much fucking death in this Jesus Christ podcast. It's supposed to be like 35. Second last question, right? There's the last question involving death, all right? Unless you choose to make 36 about it somehow, which I don't think you will. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing? What the fuck kind of question is that to do on a podcast? Like, Jesus Christ.
That's heavy. Like Jesus Christ.
That's why
And
would you
hold on.
fall in love with someone if
Yeah,
this was
like
the second last question?
how are
What,
you asking
your
that to a
place or
prospective?
mine? We can both think about our dead loved ones. Like, yeah, that's not a fucking mood setter. I'm doubting the veracity of this quiz, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that okay, that's it, it's a bit much, but uh it's a question I'd probably fucking answered as well. It's gonna be my daughter. I wouldn't,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Obviously, like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
It has to be because I'm gonna kill my wife one of these days, so it's definitely my
See, or
daughter.
if she
So
doesn't get you first,
exactly,
Mister Mrs.
one or the
O'Brien.
other. One or the other, yeah.
Last question, okay, and an interesting
Yeah.
one. This is something I'd like to do. I'd like to do a full episode of this, where, because I feel, and I know you're like, I heard you recently described by someone as my gay best friend. Okay, um, but like I know you're someone that people come to and share problems with and stuff like that as well. And I
Yeah.
would have been one of these people as well. Like I would have been a security guard before my current role, and like I'm the person that everyone came to in the shop, like with like boy drama and stuff like that as well. So I'd love to do a show where we actually answer people's problems. I think that'd be quite entertaining. Or we could
Yeah.
just pick stuff from like Reddit and stuff like that as well. I think it'd be entertaining. But the last question is share a personal problem and ask your co host's advice on how they might handle it. Then ask your co host to reflect on how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Okay. Gerry, I'll stop you there. There's no stigma about Cialis anymore, right? It's a demon of a fucking thing. There's no stigma. Go get yours. Live your last year.
Live my last year. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Live it the way you want, Gerry.
Okay.
It'll fucking.
My personal problem, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier about what I want to do with my life and stuff like that. Um, I would love to be an actor, but I do have a serious fear of, and it's nothing to do with rejection. It's a fear of not being able to make ends meet, not being able to pay the bills, losing the fucking house because I decided to leave my job and become an actor. What would you do?
Okay, do it for the love. Don't do it for the builds. The builds will follow. Everything, if you are great at something, other people will tell you. Like I said earlier, I think this is something that you should pursue. I actively would. I think you've got the stuff, the raw materials, even in the bits that I work with you. You just get things very quick. Like even when like we make stuff like the ads or the little videos we do and stuff like that, you don't need to give you much direction. And like again, you kind of I like directing and I probably I enjoy front facing stuff, but I probably enjoy directing and coming up with stuff even more. Um and I think I'm good at it as well. Like, and I'd love to kind of, but like, what I like to work with is I don't like to be literal with people in terms of I don't like to tell them, then do this, then stand here, then do that. Like, you figure that stuff out as the scene kind of progresses and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But I like to tell people the emotion that I'm like, I want them to feel and let them play the part themselves. But it takes someone who can actually take that and do that. You can do that. So you get the little things that go into the big thing. So actually you have just a natural instinct for the moment that you can meet. And that I think is the raw material that tells you if someone should be an actor or not. I think you have something to contribute to that world. Is that necessarily going to make you a millionaire? Is it going to pay your bills? No one can answer that because first off, you don't know if you're not kind of giving yourself that thing. You're not if you're not giving yourself that chance. But secondly, it involves just a lot of luck. Um, I think you would also be well built to benefit from that look because you're the type of person who also influences people and makes contacts very easily. You look, if you're just listening to this and you've chanced upon this podcast and you're an hour and a half deep into it for whatever reason, and you're like, I know that lad. And if you know him, it's probably because you saw him on TikTok because he was on fucking, he was on the Bell of TikTok just a couple of weeks ago. Like people just like you and get you. So I think you'd make contacts. I think that's something I'd very much struggle with because I can rub people up the wrong way, at least until you understand me.
I
Um,
know.
oh, it's statism, man. It's statism. I blame that forever. But like, but you win people over easy, and people like you and want to help you. So I think you'd also do well there. What I would say is, don't leave yourself wondering. Do not be sitting on your deathbed still thinking this. Go and do it, but do it at a small level. Like go work in a fucking part-time troupe and like do plays and stuff like that as well. The people that run this are connected to people that can put you in places and they'll tell you and steer you where you need to go. But at least you will go and say, I tried it. I gave it a go. And like you would regret if you sold a house, you quit your job, and then you didn't end up doing anything and moved to Hollywood on a whim and a prayer. You don't need to do that. And you would also be the type of person who, could I see Gerry in a Marvel movie one day? Yeah, I could see those things coming together and stuff like that as well. But that's not where you're pitched. You're more pitched on an Irish-based like kind of show. So you wouldn't need to move to Hollywood. That's where you'd get your kind of your first things. And then like kind of you might look at like the Game of Thrones or something like that. Could you get a line on one of those? Just absolutely could see all of that happening for you. But people will direct you there if you need to. You don't need to do that though. You don't need to fully commit. You can just enjoy your hobby and pursue it and say that you did it. And then, like with wrestling, you won't look back like, did you get to WWE? Did you get signed? Did you do all the things? No, but do you regret the time that you spent and do you feel that you had a full experience? Yes, absolutely. Or do, no, sorry, do you regret the fact that do you regret it? Yes, but no, but do you have any regrets about not trying wrestling, is what I mean. No, you did it. You did the thing. You ticked the box,
Mhm.
and you got quite a good life out of it. You're still on a wrestling podcast right now, where we're stubbornly refusing to talk about wrestling over an hour into it. but, but, but like don't leave it to chance. Like, do not give yourself this what if moment. Like, go sign up with a part time troupe. You don't need to quit your job. Pursue it. See if you enjoy it. See if you love it. The rest will sort itself out.
Yeah. Okay.
Gerry literally was
Yeah.
on his phone, like signing up for like a group as we spoke there. The next one is ask your co-host to reflect on how you seem to be feeling about the problem you've chosen. I think you're in your head too much. I think you're
Mm.
in your head too much and you're thinking it either has to be one way or another. I either have to commit to all of it or none of it. And you're actually denying yourself this opportunity by not. So there you go. Do it. But you don't
Okay.
have to
Yeah.
sell the gaff. Like, yeah, there you go. Coming to a screen near you. Now you have to fucking remember me. If you get fucking famous, and I've told you that, and that was the thing that fucking made you get up and do your part-time troupe, you have to fucking remember me.
Listen,
Here,
don't
talk to your
worry,
friend.
don't worry, don't worry. I'll give you the autograph, okay? It'll be fine.
I want an interview. I want at least 10 minutes when you're on your fucking tour. And you just big league me. You're like, what's the name of the show? And it's like, you used to
What
host it,
what
Jerry. You
what's his
used to
what's his
host it.
name? Never heard of him. No, never heard of him. Never heard of him.
Gerry, you made it. I'll let you off the hook. Brilliant. 36 questions to fall in love. If you Google it, you'll find it if you want to try it out on a date or whatever. That's all the time we have, guys. We just wanted to get you to get to know Gerry. And Gerry, do you know what? You were brilliant. You were very gracious. I feel the audience will have fallen in love with you somehow even more because there's just the depth you brought to that and the honesty and the vulnerability that you shared with us, all while having a laugh. So fair play. How do you feel on the other side of it?
Shit.
Very conscious that I'm going to die one day.
Yeah. Well, not unless they bring out the robots that they can upload your consciousness to and a 28-inch penis. Remember that part. You have to remember that
There
part.
was healthy discussion about a 28-inch penis, and there was a point where I insisted you make my penis at least 2 inches before you chopped it off. All the topics discussed, on Low Blows. Gerry, that is pretty much all the time we have. We will be back in 2 weeks and we will talk a bit of wrestling. Elimination Chambers happening, so we'll try to get that watch and have a bit of a chat as well about that. In the meantime, like we want to talk about if there's anything we've got to plug, we'll have WrestleMania weekend tickets publicly available very, very, very soon. So keep an eye on the Low Blow socials for that. We're going to be selling for anyone who's wondering, because we have had early bird tickets and we have had people inquiring. We're selling weekend tickets first, but when they go on sale publicly, it'll be for a very short time if you want to get weekend tickets, because there are people asking, what if I only want Saturday or Sunday night tickets? We have general admission available for both, but you do have to, we're asking people to commit to weekends first, and then whatever's left on Saturday or Sunday we'll make available in the subsequent sale. You can still get both and you won't spend any more, but just if you want to get your weekend box off, you can do that. And I recommend it. It's a long weekend. There's a lot of points to be had, but it's fucking WrestleMania. So give yourself the WrestleMania you deserve. We'll be drip feeding you stuff as it comes up. I also want to give a shout out to a book that I've been reading. This is the story that I was telling you about earlier, okay? Have you ever read, or I know you're big into your audiobooks, Project Hail Mary?
No, but it's actually on my list because I've heard a few people talking about it. I've seen a couple of reviews. Is it being made into a TV show or a film
It's
or
been
something?
made into a movie starring Ryan Gosling. March 20th, it's coming out. Gerry, do yourself a favor. It is the best book I've read in years. I've gotten big into reading again the past couple of years, and it is the best book that I've read in a couple of years. I have to ration myself to a chapter a night because I'm running out of it. And literally, the first night I read it, I got about, and it's not a small book, like it's 30 chapters and 500 pages nearly. But I was like, I will read this in one night because I couldn't put it down. It is fantastic. Andy Weir is the same guy that wrote the novel that one of my favorite movies of all time was based on, and I think you'll like this too, The Martian, starring Matt Damon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like
Yes,
that film. That's a really good film.
very, very similar in style. If you like The Martian, you'll love
Oh,
this. In that
okay.
it's all about science and space and experiments. It's very heavily science coded, right? And that might put people off because they're like, I don't like science. I did fucking ordinary level physics and then promptly forgot everything I learned. It is making me interested in science because it's so funny, it's so charismatic. In the same way, do you remember when you were watching The Martian? You started to get into his little experiments and you're like, I wonder if this will work and blah blah blah. And you start like thinking like a scientist. I started anticipating, I'm like, but you can't do that. The velocity's too high. And I'm like, how do I know this? How has it made me understand velocity? It's like amazing. It had such a profound emotional effect on me, right? I was in Starbucks the other day, and it's just one of these things that, like, when I have 20 minutes to myself, I'm like, because I'm reading it on the Kindle, so I have it on the phone if I need. And I'm just like, I'm going to read a chapter now. I'm so excited. I had 20 minutes to kill before I went to see a movie the other day, and I was in Starbucks, so I said, I'm going to read a chapter, right? In the chapter, I won't give any plot details away, but there is a moment that I can only describe as emotionally affecting as when I read The Red Wedding or Dumbledore dying for the first time. And
Holy shit.
and the problem was I only had time to read one chapter. So I had to just go, I can't read on. I can't get closure on this. I can't. And literally, I'm sitting there and it's a morning in Starbucks in Dublin City Centre. It's a Sunday, so it's quiet. There is just one other couple and they're sitting at a table beside me so they can see me. And I'm going through it. I am having a bad time at this stage. I'm emotionally affected. Do you know when you read those books, like how you felt when Dumbledore died? You're just like, what the fuck do I do now? And I'm having this moment, and I just have to put the phone down, and I literally just put my head in my hands, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry in this cafe. I actually need a hug. I need someone to hug me. I'm not doing well. But that is how emotionally invest, and like I know the movie's gonna nail it. I love the casting choice of like, Ryan Gosling in the lead role. It works scientist. He's also really likable and funny, and I think Ryan Gosling is going to be brilliant. But I cannot recommend before the movie comes out. It's out on March 20th. Read the
Okay.
book. It is
Okay.
amazing. You're into your audiobooks. It actually
Yeah.
won audiobook of the year it was released. So
Okay.
it's on
I've got a
Spotify
couple
as
of credits. Yeah, I've got a couple of credits on my Audible, so I absolutely get that.
It's
Yeah, I'll definitely give that a go. It's on my list anyway because, as I said, I've seen a couple of reviews and like there's this guy I follow. I'd have to get his name on TikTok, but he basically give you his very very honest opinion. He'll book, pick up a book and go shit and fuck it away. Really good. Keep this one. Shit. Fuck it away. Really. And then he goes that every now and then he'll pick up a Harry Potter. Just don't do it. Boom and fucks it away. And then he'll pick up Lord of the Rings. Has to be read. And then he brought up Project Hail Mary. He said, honestly, this book has affected me more than any book I've read in the last 10 years. I'm like, wow, okay. Okay. And now you're saying that now. So, okay, it's definitely one that's on, it's gone to the top of the list right now. So I'll probably do it tomorrow, get one tomorrow and
yes.
start listening to it. But yeah, I'm very interested to know what that one particular chapter was.
You'll
Um,
know it. You'll know it
yeah.
when you get there, and you like text me when you do. But read it before the movie because the movie just won't. You won't get to experience it fully because like literally I'm on a cliffhanger now, and honestly I'm dying for you to shut up so I can get away and read it.
Yeah. I
And
love
that's
that.
not rude to you. I'm enjoying the conversation, but I'm just constantly like, oh my God, why am I doing anything else when I can just read Project Hail Mary? It's that good. I cannot
Okay.
recommend it enough.
All right. Okay.
Jerry,
I'll
anything you
definitely.
want to plug or anything you're enjoying? If not, or go.
Uh, Two things for me. I'm really really enjoying Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I have to say, for me, it is just it brings you right back to the really really good seasons of Game of Thrones and that just how good it was. The writing is fantastic. The acting is fucking amazing. Dunk and Egg are just two of the most likable people I think I've ever seen in anything ever. And then when you see them in interviews afterwards, you're like, you want to be Peter's friend, and you actually want to adopt Dexter. It is literally like such and such the pairing of the two of them together is absolute perfection. They got, I'm not sure if it was episode 4 or episode 5. I'm actually going to assume it was 5. They got a 10 out of 10, or what it was either a 10 out of 10 or a 100 rating on IMDb. And there's only one other episode in one other show in all time that has ever gotten that rating. And it's an episode of Breaking Bad.
Oh,
No other show
Ozymandias.
has. What's that?
Ozymandias.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. No other show and no other series, nothing has ever gotten the same rating as that one there. So this is now it's made history that it's up there now with one of the best episodes of Breaking Bad. Um, it is very unusual because when I started watching Game of Thrones, I hadn't started reading it, and even when I watched Lord of the Rings, I hadn't finished reading them either. So it's a thing where I find it slightly strange watching this show because I know exactly what's happening
Yeah.
in every single episode, and I know what's happening in season 2 and in season 3. Now,
Yeah.
what the showrunner has come out and said is that he has gotten more stories from
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin, which I love, and what he would love to do is he's going to make the 3 seasons, and their season 2 is being filmed right now.
Mm.
They're up north already filming season 2 and probably next year season 3. So they want to get through them just so they can get them done. Then he wants to leave it for 5 years until Peter and Dexter are slightly older and
Mhm.
film the next portion of their life. And then 5 or 6 years later, he wants to do it again when Dexter is in his 20s. And
Ooh, that's the good stuff.
I can't. I actually was about to say something. I was like, no
Yeah, no,
spoilers,
you can't say
fucking
shit.
spoilers. Can't
Yeah,
say
yeah, but that's
shit.
the good
But
stuff.
if you're watching it, you know exactly who he is, but you may not know exactly where he goes. So
Yeah.
but for me, Jesus, fantastic show. The acting is fantastic. That, as I said, that was definitely a tearjerker of a final few minutes in that last episode. So I can
I've
only.
seen I have seen it all. I got screeners ahead of time. The one thing I'll say ahead of the finale next week, there's a post credit scene. Okay, like not I think it's hard to miss. I think it's early, but like there's a post credit scene, so just don't stop. And it's brilliant. Like I'm
Okay.
so glad people are getting to experience this because I saw it in early January. I got sent it like as a little Christmas present. Like, well, it wasn't. It was like just the screeners got sent out at that time, but it was around Christmas, and I'm like, oh my God. Like another one where you should definitely read the book. Jerry, I want to like let's park this now, okay? Because
Yeah.
I do want to chat about this because I think there's a bigger conversation to be had, even if you're not watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms, because there's a lot of people who are nervous about watching it. And I want to ask, is Game of Thrones cool again? Because it had a rough few
Oh.
years, So I do. Let's next time. How about this? We do Elimination Chamber. We'll touch on that because that'll have just happened, and then we'll talk some Game of Thrones and
Yeah,
is it back after a Night of the Kingdoms? How's that sound?
absolutely, 100%, 100%.
Anything else going on? Anything else you got to plug before you?
We are 2.5 weeks. So basically, just after the next show that we'll do, we will have Dublin Comic Con, which I can't say how much I'm excited for this one just because of the guests that we have. We have four of the Red Dead Redemption actors that I actually cannot wait for. And the one thing I will say is that we had Roger Clark and Mick Malamphy last year for Cork Comic Con. They were so hugely popular that when we kind of got told, oh, this actor might be, this actor might be available, I said, absolutely. That was Rob Wiedoff. Rob Wiedoff is John Marston in Red Dead Redemption. And then they said, well, actually, this actor's available. This actor's available. This, I said, get them all. Get them all. Absolutely, 100%. Now, obviously, not my decision, but it was just my opinion. It was like, if you want to see what it was like with Roger Clark last year, imagine what it's going to be like with the four Red Dead guys that we're getting. So
Nice.
it's going to be absolutely amazing. We have for one day only on the Saturday, and it's very sad to say that we only have a one day only. But Kate Mulgrew of Star Trek and
Whoa!
Star Trek and Orange is the New Black fame.
Wow!
She's going to be there on the Saturday, and I absolutely can't wait for that. And two people that you, as a Star Wars fan, should be excited for, which is Anthony Daniels himself is going to be there on the Saturday and Sunday. C-3PO himself is going to be there, and Giancarlo Esposito as well is there. So it's going to be one hell of a weekend. I have my panels and my stuff to do on the Saturday, and I've got my mental cosplay competition on the Sunday, but really, really looking forward to it. I cannot wait. And it's in 2.5 weeks.
That's class. I'm extremely jealous of your life. That's fantastic, and enjoy it. It's going to be unreal. There you go. Support. Best way for people to get tickets.
DublinComicCon.com.
Okay, there you go, guys. Support Gerry and have an amazing time. That is some lineup. That might be the best lineup they've ever had. That's fantastic. That's incredible.
It
Giancarlo
is. It is
Esposito,
certain.
like fuck me.
Yeah, it is certainly one of the best lineups I've ever had the pleasure of interviewing and whatnot. But I will say this: you think that's good? Wait till you see August.
Ooh, okay, Gerry. I'll always be selling there. Gerry's always promoting ahead. There you go, guys. Loads to do, loads to enjoy. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber. Is Game of Thrones back? We've loads to discuss. Gerry, thank you for bearing your soul today. I hope the audience has. I think the audience will have fallen in love with you. I think I'm a bit smitten, if I'm being honest. I know I slagged you a lot, but that's just how I am. Especially when I'm like the type of guy who would have pulled your hair in the schoolyard, but actually I really was in love with you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Jer, I'm not that lonely. Fuck off.
Well, I'm just saying, if it ever becomes an option, if it's ever the last year of your life and you're riding, like... Gerry, always a pleasure. Thank you. You might sign us off with the Valentine spirit. You might sign us off with a little poem. I'll do our little usual sign up, and then maybe if you've got a poem or something you can think of on the spot, like to kind of sign us off with a Valentine's Day kind of way, then maybe you might do that. But in the meantime, guys, back in a couple of weeks. Thanks for listening as always. Thank you to Gerry for joining me. I've been Jer, and ladies and gentlemen, that's the bottom line because Low Blow said so. Over to you, Gerry.
Well, I'll keep in team with wrestling and with low blows.
Okay.
Roses are red, violets are blue. If you didn't get your Royal Rumble tickets in time, fuck you.
But do get WrestleMania tickets. Do
Absolutely, get them in time.
please, please.
So then I don't have to say fuck you.